What's up? You're into Hood Gossip 101. I'm your host, Trendy Culture. Today's topic is red flags in a person. Like, you have to know your worth. You can't be accessible to everybody that wants to have sex with you. You gotta know how to turn down sex from some people sometimes. I mean, that's the biggest red flag. And another thing, the biggest red flag is having your phone on D&D. If you're in a relationship and if you're not in a place of business, you shouldn't have your phone on D&D flags like that. You should avoid fucking with somebody or dealing with somebody. Another thing, the biggest red flag is a liar. Why? Because a liar is a person who can't be trusted, a person who lies about any and everything. That's a big person that's sneaky. A person that's sneaky is also a person that can't be trusted. Because if you gotta be sneaky about little things, imagine what you be sneaky about. That's another the biggest red flags you find in a person, like. And why it's so hard to be happy too, that's another thing. Why it's so hard to be happy? Because we more based on people's images, based on the image than paying attention to a red flag. What I mean about that, like, people always go off of liking somebody about how they look or what they have. By that, you're not given a chance to know a person because you liking what's being presented. Say you meet somebody, they look good as fuck. You like them because they look good as fuck. Mind you, just because they look good as fuck, they can come from trauma. Then when you get to meet them, then you see all these red flags, which you should avoid it from one time from a conversation. A person that show you they toxic from one conversation that you have with them. Like, if you're having a conversation with somebody and you're really trying to get to know them and you're asking them questions and y'all really getting to know them, you'll see where a person is really at. And then that's up to you. See, certain people just skip past the red flags and just deal with it. You would never be happy if you just looking at a person's image and not paying attention to what they bring in and what comes with them, which is red flags. And another red flag. Every man wants a bad bitch and every woman wants a man with biggest red flag in life. Why? Because these are people that everybody will be accessible to all the time. Now, if you want a bad bitch comes with a lot. Like, wherever she goes, she's attracted to people. What I mean by any guy, she could get any guy. So if you lack at where she needs you to pick up, it's another guy that's gonna pick up where you slack at. So then again, if you don't have what it takes to be with a bad bitch, you shouldn't have interest in a bad bitch. And for the ladies like a man with money, that's what every woman wants. That's the biggest red flag. Why? Because every woman is attracted to that male. Why? Because he gets money. He might be flashy, he might be fly. You get what I'm saying? Fly, because then you'll put yourself in a situation being with somebody that everybody wants. And if everybody wants somebody that you with, they're not just going to be focused on you. So that's the biggest red flag. You got to make it make sense for it to make sense. And some things we can't have aren't meant for us. And what's meant for us ain't always good for us. You got to remember that. Make it make sense. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. A red flag to me, too, the biggest red flag is when you constantly got to remind someone how to treat you or how to love you. If you're in a relationship or you're dealing with somebody and you gotta tell them, like, this is how I want it to be treated, you should be treating me like this, then that's not the person you should be dealing with. Why? Because you should never remind a person, if you're dealing with them, to how to make you feel. They should know how to make you feel. So that's the biggest red flag. And selfish is another biggest red flag too. A person that's selfish is a person that's meant to be by themselves. Why do I say that? Because you shouldn't be with somebody if you're not willing to share, willing to upgrade with a person. You got to think about that. That's one of the biggest red flags. Narcissist. A narcissist is the biggest red flag of them all. A person that's a narcissist. And also a person that's always trying to belittle somebody is definitely a person that you should not be with. That's a fact. And another red flag is a person who lack and lazy. If you with a person and they lazy and you gotta handle all the business and you get everything done and they never get shit done and they sit around, that's also another red flag. Why would you want to be with somebody that just sit around and bullshit and lay around and that don't do nothing? That's a person that don't want to uplift you, a person that don't have goals, a person you can't grow with, a person who just sit around. You got to do everything. Like, sometimes it's 50-50 in a relationship. If not, sometimes it be 75-25. But it's up to you to even it out. You gotta think, like, you ever meet somebody, you ever start dealing with somebody, they're broken. A broken person can never heal. If a broken person can never be in a relationship if they not healed. Cause why? Cause they damaged. How can you fix something? How can you love somebody if you're not completely healed and you're damaged? It's not a healthy relationship. That's a red flag. See, a lot of things in life that we avoid red flags with dealing with people. Sometimes you gotta put your feelings and your pride to the side because sometimes the red flags we ignore too much with dealing with a person. If you really truly want to be happy, you understand and know your worth of dealing with somebody. Like, once you meet somebody, say you're dealing with somebody for 3 weeks, you meet them, and perfect in 3 weeks because you're just getting to know somebody, you're just meeting somebody, you're just, getting to really chill with them. So in 3 weeks, if you see that you already having problems with a person, why keep on going farther with a person if you already see red flags in the beginning? Some people are meant to be alone and some people just don't know their worth, and some people just avoid red flags because they don't want to be. So sometimes you gotta pay attention to red flags. Like, I feel like red flags is the biggest thing because if you pay attention before dealing with somebody, what they dishing out, what they bringing to the table, or what they offering, you'll see from the beginning that's not for you. Get what I'm saying? So yeah. Hood Gossip 101. Tune in to next time. I'm your host, Trendy Culture. If it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense, and then I'm not convinced. Shout out to everybody that tuned into my new episode. Go subscribe button, tune in, leave a comment, feedback.